Welcome back to another Jay's Cool Luck video, and happy May 4th, everyone. I forgot to do the intro for the May 4th part. You're going to hear me say this again when it comes to the ranking video, but, yeah, like I said, happy May 4th, and the way I'm going to celebrate May 4th today for the channel is by giving you all my ranking of the Bad Batch characters from the Black Series line. But before we get to that, let me know in the comments below what you're doing for May 4th. Are you going to watch a movie? Are you going to go buy some things? Just let me know in the comments below if you want. And also, let me know in the comments below which vintage collection figures your favorite. It could be from the TVC 0.1 or TVZ 2.0. I think I said that wrong, but oh well. And then also, let me know your favorite Black Series character from the Black Series line over the last few years. It doesn't have to be from the Bad Batch, but yeah. With that, I hope you all enjoy my ranking, and let me know in the comments below your top 5 Bad Batch characters from this video. And yeah, so with that, enjoy the video. Welcome back to another Jay's Cool Luck video, and today we are doing the biggest ranking video ever done before, ranking all the Bad Batch characters from the Black Series line. That includes like different variants of characters. That also includes like Captain Rex, Rampart, characters who aren't the Bad Batch, because this series, and the camera's gonna move here a bit, so sorry about it, I don't have a good way to do this, but this line essentially is all Bad Batch members besides 6 different characters. And so you got that and everything. And I just thought I'd show you the mural art here real quick. And let's scoot this down a bit because I don't think we showed you the end here. See, is at the end right there? Yep, it is. Okay, so yeah. 18 different characters we got a rank here. I have somewhat an idea what order they're gonna go in, but yeah, and I gotta say this mural art is pretty cool, having all together and everything. I don't like the slanted boxes. I'm happy. I think they're gonna switch to like a square box. Kind of wish that's how they started off in the first place. But yeah. And right now, given time of recording this video, there's no other Bad Batch characters releasing or pipeline. Who knows? I may say this and they may reveal some, but my wallet kind of hopes not. And everything. I'm not done with the series, but I'm ready to move on to new things like, I don't know, maybe the X-Men. We'll see. Anyway, that's just a quick look at the mural art. This is my first time doing this type of thing. And so now, without further ado, let's now dive into my ranking of all these characters, starting with number 18, which was my least favorite from the line. Alright, so in last place, we got Vice Admiral Rampart. And this is going to be hard ranking out some of these. The very first few we're going to take a look at weren't that hard, but anyway, just thought I'd put that out there so when we get closer to the end of the ranking. But anyway, here's Vice Admiral Rampart. I just wasn't a huge fan of this the scope for him. It's kind of limited articulation, and it's just kind of a boring figure. I mean, it's an Imperial officer. You got a mouse droid, which is pretty cool, but besides that, I just was not a huge fan of this character, and it's going to sound odd, but I wish we would get a Hemlock character, because even though he may be somewhat the same, he is a scientist, so maybe there's something different about him, but he is crucial to the show, just like Rampart was, and he kind of came back, and I was kind of shocked that happened. But anyway, that's number 18 spot. Let's now move on to the number 17 spot. Okay, so at the number 17 spot, we got Season 1 Omega Kamino. Omega, I believe, and forgive me if they look a bit weird in the package. I did take them out and put them back, so they may not be like in the package the correct way. Like her bow may be upside down, or their heads may be tilted back or too far down. I just thought I'd put that out there as well. But anyway, this Omega, if you all saw my comparison the other day, I actually made it sound like that was coming out earlier in the week, and this was coming out later in the week. It's just coming out the next day. But if you all know that I was not a huge fan of this Omega, not a big fan of the accessories except for the bow, and then just this costume isn't too, like, my favorite out of the 2 Omegas we got and everything. And so therefore, that's why it's in second to last place, my least favorite category. And here's a key tip and everything. If you all seen any of my comparisons or like which one's my favorite sort of video, you'll kind of have an idea on who's like ahead of each character. So you know whichever one was my favorite in those videos has to be quite a bit of ways up in my ranking of this video. So there's an idea and everything. So yeah. But that's a look at my 17th spot in this ranking. Let's now take a look at my number 16 spot. Alright, so next up we got the Clone Commando. One more thing, the packages may be a bit closer to the camera. You may not be able to see the whole thing. They were a bit further back, but I just felt like it was too far back, so I'm just gonna scoot them up a bit to the camera. Anyway, the Clone Commando. When I made this video, I heard a lot of people were not a big fan of it. They said it just didn't look too good compared to the package, and I remember in my review, I even said it's a very plain character. It's just all white, all black. I did say in that review that I think I said his visor was black when it's actually blue. There may be some different details that are missing on those Clone Commando, because after watching that video, or releasing that video, I went on YouTube and watched a couple of Clone Commando reviews, and some people seem like they like it, but they also had their complaints as well. My biggest one, it was just very plain and boring in a way, but it's an army builder, and I kind of like that aspect of it. But anyway, we got a lot more characters to go on, so that's enough rambling. Let's now move on to the number 15th spot. Okay, so here we have the Elite Squad Trooper. It's kind of the same deal with the Clone Commando. He's kind of a plain figure. He is an army builder sort of dude, and I do like this sculpt. Not the sculpt. Well, the sculpt I do like, but I do like this character. You got the green visor. You got all black look to it. He goes with Imperial Crosshair like that. That's just like a little squad, the Elite Squad Troopers. My one complaint, or two complaints here, are because I don't know if anything I say in these videos was like in the other videos I made. My opinion could change. He doesn't come with enough accessories. I know in the show in season 1 they had quite a few accessories, like a long rifle, a sniper, I believe, a blowtorch. He just comes with the one clone blaster, like the medium one. I'm not quite sure the exact title. And then kind of like with the Clone Commando, he is all basically one color with the like green visor, maybe one other different color on there, but I just can't remember. But I do know he's all black. He does look really cool though, just again kind of plain and simple. So that's why he's in the number 15 spot, I believe. I still recommend him. Maybe he should be up a bit further on my list, but that's where he stands. So now let's move on to the number 14 spot. So for the next 10 characters, you're going to hear a voiceover because I changed my ranking after watching a video on YouTube. And so yeah, so Captain Rex was originally at the number 5 spot, but it's changed. And after watching a video by the channel called Out of the Basement, they pointed out some reasons why this wasn't the greatest Captain Rex, and after analyzing the evidence they gave us, I was kind of like, yeah, this is not the greatest Captain Rex, and it's not the one I would really want. I would prefer the Phase 2 Captain Rex from like the Clone Wars, the plain Phase 2 Captain Rex, and this one just has a little bit of problems, like he's a little dirty, he doesn't have the shoulder pad, and then the macro binoculars are wrong. It's just not the Captain Rex I know and love, and I just would really prefer the normal Phase 2 one. I even said this in my video questioning in the original ranking on whether he deserved number 5, and so, yeah, that's why I'm redoing some of this video, and also some other characters has changed since then. So, yeah, with that, let's move on to the number, I believe, 13 spot. Okay, so moving on, we got Tech from Season 1. Now, I really like the Season 1 Tech. I like his armor. The only complaint I have is his helmet and head, like a lot of people. Tech always has his goggles on in the show, and he does not have the goggles on this character. And so, besides, and also the helmet, you can't see his eyes through the goggles, and so you can't take the goggles off of the helmet. So, yeah, it's just like the head and helmet area that I did not like, but besides that, I really do like the Season 1 Tech, but Season 2 Tech wins. It just takes the winning for both Techs and everything. So with that, let's now move on to number 12. Alrighty, up next we got Season 2 Echo for the number, I believe, 12th spot. So this is a part of the video where I start to struggle for the next couple characters on where they kind of go in my ranking. This is a decent Echo. I just prefer the Season 1 Echo over him. I don't like the color choices for this one. I mean, I guess it's almost the same in some ways, just red and orange, but I do like the orange on all the Season 2 characters, but I don't know, I just like something about the Season 1 Echo I like a lot more than the Season 2, and he doesn't come with a giant claw, which I guess is okay because it wasn't in the show, but it's cool to get that extra little accessory just as a cool, unique thing, not because we really needed it, because again, it wasn't in the show. But anyway, now let's move on to number 11. Okay, so next up, we got Wrecker from Season 1. I don't know, this Wrecker is just, I mean, it's a decent Wrecker, kind of like Tech Echo from the last one, but I just prefer Season 2 Wrecker more than this one, and we'll get to that in a few moments. This record just comes with his helmet and knife and his gun. And so, yeah, there's really nothing more to say about it. Besides that, it's a decent one to have in the collection, and I do like the Season 1 characters, just that, again, I just prefer Season 2 in this case. So with that, let's move on to number, I believe, 10. Okay, at the number 10 spot, we got Cad Bane. And so, it's my very first Cad Bane, probably the only Cad Bane I'll have in my collection, and this one gets the job done, just like the bounty hunter in the Star Wars universe. He's a very good bounty hunter, and yeah, now this one comes with his fedora, the apparatus, and his guns. He does stand really well. That's one thing I do like about him. And I don't know, it's just right in the middle of my ranking almost. The only thing I could say that he could have had was maybe his droid, but I think that was in the exclusive somewhere. So yeah. But besides that, that's all I have to say about Cad Bane. Let's move on to number 9. Okay, so now we have Season 2 Omega, or Mercenary Gear Omega. This one, I don't know, I like this one a lot more than Season 1. I like her accessories a bit more, that we get an extra head, and we get the quiver that can go on the back. I like this outfit a bit more, it looks a bit more interesting. The only thing I don't like is the bow. I don't know, this bow, it's just really hard for her to hold in the hand. But yeah, that's really the only complaint I have. I had a lot more good things to say about this one than the other Omega. So yeah, she's now number 9. And so now let's move on to number 8. Okay, so here we have the Season 2 record, and I do like this record a lot more. I said that in my comparison video, or which one was my favorite video. I like the different layer of armor he has with this one. You get a bigger blaster, I just remembered, but you do get the same helmet, just some different paint details, and the same knife, I believe. But yeah, I just really like this record a lot more. And of course, we got the orange detail on him as well, just like with all the other Season 2 Bad Batch members. So yeah, that's where he stands in my ranking. Let's now move on to number 7. Okay, so now we have Crosshair, or Imperial Crosshair. This one also switched spots. He's a bit lower now. But yeah, this one, I really like the costume or outfit or armor for this Crosshair. It looks really cool in that black look. And you get the green visor. Of course, you do got the antenna on the shoulder that shouldn't be there. And there may be some details missing, but on the paint, I can't remember if there were or not. But he's basically kind of like with the other troopers at the very beginning of the video, where it's all one color. But this one, he does look really cool. The only thing I had to complain about was his blaster piece that just connects onto the back of his, or the side of his backpack. It comes off really easily, but that could just be my copy and everything. So yeah, that's where Imperial Crosshair stands. Again, he'll go nicely with the Elite Squad Trooper. But yeah, let's move on to now, I guess, number 6. At the number 6 spot, we have the Clone Imperial Shock Trooper. Now, I actually think this is probably one of the better army builders in the Bad Batch line. And I really do like this Shock Trooper, just like, or the Imperial Shock Trooper. He looks like the I guess, Republic one, although he has a little patch on his shoulder. And yeah, the only complaint that I guess someone could have, or yeah, I guess one of the just few complaints is his knee pads, or that's the only one I can think of. Let me know if there's other ones in the comments below. Of course, it's on the old clone body, so I know a lot of people like that newer one. But yeah, besides that, I do like this character, and I think that's where he lands in my rankings. So with that, let's move on to number 5. Alright, it's time for a top 5 now. This one moved up in the new ranking. He was actually a few behind. And the more I thought about it, I'm like, this is a good hunter. And I guess my opinion is changing because if you all seen any of my other videos with this character, I wasn't a huge fan of it. And it's really just more for, I guess, the design he chose for the armor. Had nothing to really do with the figure. And so that's why he moved up quite a bit. So like I said, the colors, there's like white, green, teal, brown, orange, which I do like the orange, gray, and it's a hodgepodge of colors, and I don't like that, but again, that has to do more with the design. This hunter does have the holsters though, so that's a good thing. That's one thing the Season 1 hunter doesn't have. And yeah, this character is just growing a bit on me, so yeah, will we become number 1 one day for the 200s? We'll see, but for now, he stands at number 2 still, but also at the top 5. So good job, Season 200. But now let's move on to our next few characters, which will be back to the normal recording. And so I'll see you all at the end for the outro. And yeah. At the number 4 spot, kind of coincidentally enough, Tech. He's number 4 in the line, at least the season 1 variant, but here we have season 2 Tech. The only thing I did not like about this Tech was the pants. I've said this multiple times. The blue pants just throw me for some reason. I just can't see a clone trooper wearing them, which apparently they do, because Tech is wearing them. And again, they're a lot more colorful. You got the orange paint details on Tech here. You got toolkit on the side. It's everything the same except for that helmet. The helmet has the goggles off of it, so when you take the helmet off, you're able to have Tech with his goggles on, which is really cool. And yeah, it's a very good Tech. It's just, again, the pants, which is just my little thing. And this, again, I think this is accurate to the show. It's just the blue pants. I'll never get it. Everything, but yeah, he hits at number 4 spot, and so with that, time for our top 3. Okay, so in number 3 spot, we got Season 1 Hunter. I really like this character. I like the backpack. I like the color of his armor with the red, the gray. A lot less colorful than the other Hunter, but that's okay, because I like this clone armor a lot more. I remember when we saw it in Season 1, and of course, I think Season 7, the Bad Batch. It was just super cool to get this guy, and he is number 1 in the series, so you got that. My one and only complaint with this Hunter is no holster for that pistol. Season 2 Hunter has the holsters, but this one does not. And so, besides that, I do like this Hunter, and he goes nicely with the other Bad Batch members from Season 1. So with that, let's now move on to the number 2 spot. Alright, so the number 2 spot, we got Echo from Season 1. I really like this Echo. It's actually a really good figure. You got the unique, I guess, knees with the knee pads, or knees in general. I think it's the knee pads, but it could just be the knees as well. You got the clone armor look for him from Season 1. I prefer this look of Echo compared to his other counterpart, Season 2. You got his helmet right there, and you get the extra claw piece that was not shown in the show, I believe, but it's cool to get that extra accessory. It kind of adds to it, and it's a cool piece. You got a giant claw that you can take off and just imagine with your mind what that was going to be used for and everything. So yeah, a really cool character. Not really any complaints I have with this guy at all. So with that, let's move on to our number 1 spot. Okay, our number 1 spot here, no doubt about it. If you all know me, I am a huge Crosshair fan. I really like his Season 1 costume or outfit or armor. So yeah, this is my most anticipated Bad Batch character to get when I first started getting these characters back in February, I believe, or January. It's been since January since I've been doing this. You guys, clone helmet from Season 1 and from Season 3 now, and from Season 7 of the Bad Batch. You guys, a long clone or blaster rifle, sniper rifle actually, and this one does stay on his backpack a lot easier than the other one I was talking about. And yeah, I really like the armor color for him. I mean, it's all gray, some black and red, and it just fits really nicely, and I'm just a huge Crosshair fan. It is a little bit biased, maybe, but again, I just know I've just been saying nothing but good things about this Crosshair. And yeah, let me know in the comments below. Should this be number 1, or should any of the other ones I mentioned earlier be number 1? And if this is not number 1, tell me why in the comments below. And if this is, if you agree with me that this is such a good figure, it should be number 1, let me know in the comments below. So with that, let's all take a look at all our characters, and then we'll go on from there. Okay, so earlier I said I'll see you at the end of the video, because I have to redo the outro to the video, so we're going to be using the footage from the beginning of the video. So with that, I hope you all enjoyed my ranking for all the Star Wars The Black Series figures from the Bad Batch line. And let me know if you agree with my ranking. Do you agree with my 18th spot or my number 1 spot? And if not, who would you put there? Again, I hope you all have a good rest of your May 4th. Go do something fun, Star Wars related, and keep an eye out for my review of the Bad Batch episode 15 of the final season. We're going to have 2 videos out today, so that's going to be pretty cool. So with that, I hope you all have a good rest of your day, and I'll catch you all next one. Take care.